What's up, you guys? Anthony here. Welcome back to another absolute banger of a video. And by popular demand, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the full campaign structure and setup that has allowed me to scale several brands now from 6 figures a month to almost 7 figures a month. Super simple, super easy, and it's a very simple framework that I'm going to show you that you can start implementing into your business today to start seeing the kinds of results that you see on screen now. So again, we took this brand from 70K a month to $915,000 a month. This brand from $96,000 a month to $842,000 a month. And we even helped several brands make the jump from 7 figures a month to multiple 7 figures per month using this exact structure and system. So make sure you stick around until the end of this video because it's not a very long one, but I promise you, I will show you by the end of this video exactly how I set up campaigns that allow me to achieve effortless scale for all of my Facebook advertising clients. So welcome back to the channel, guys. If you are new here, my name is Anthony. And over the last 6 years, I've generated over $100 million in advertising revenue for Shopify brands. And in this video, I'm going to show you that exact structure that has allowed me to generate those results. So let's now jump into the actual diagram, because a lot of you guys requested and said, hey, I love the live videos, but I got a couple comments saying, hey, I would love it if you broke this down into a very simple diagram. So when it comes to scaling, the cycle of scaling is very simple, right? So there comes a point in your ad account where you can't scale further. And what you want to do is you want to test new variables to improve the efficiency so you can unlock more scale. Now, it's either going to mean increasing the value that you get from customers or increasing the efficiency at which you acquire them. And in a Facebook advertising campaign context, then that means reducing the account CPA through testing new variables and new creatives, because we don't test audiences because interests are dead and audiences are dead too. We leave everything broad and we change the only variable in the account that actually matters and drives the needle, which is your creative. So we're testing new creatives to improve efficiency. We keep testing, we keep testing, we keep testing. And when we test, we want to improve the efficiency so that way we can spend more. And then eventually we're going to get to a point where we can't scale further. And you rinse and repeat this process until you're happy with the amount of money in your bank account. Super simple. Now, I'm going to showcase, and I already gave a sneak peek, but I want to talk through these points very quickly. So CBO, campaign budget optimization, allocates the spend directly proportional to the ads most likely to generate the best possible outcome, which for your campaign should be conversions, purchase conversions at the lowest cost and the highest volume, unless you are using manual bidding. Okay, very simple. So if we understand that fundamentally, then it becomes super simple to understand that if we launch a new ad set with unproven ads in the same campaign as our top performers, in order for these new ads to get spent, they must be more likely to generate a better outcome than our top performing ads. Meaning Facebook has to predict with the trillions of data points that you as an advertiser have no clue or ever will have access to, if these ads will perform better than your current ones. And that is the only condition under which they may get spent. And so because of that, by launching new ads against our top performers in the same campaign, we ensure that our campaigns are always spending on our best ads unless there are better ads worth spending to. And sometimes Facebook will get this wrong. But guess what? Its error rate, I would rather live in a world or manage an account where I am leaning on Facebook's error rate than my error rate, because Facebook sees things that I can't see. I can only look at data in a set of columns and static numbers and make predictions on what I think is going to happen. Whereas Facebook can use so many signals that I have no access to. So I'd rather Facebook get it wrong than me get it wrong, right? And so if we launch new ads against our top performers, then our campaigns are always going to be spending on the best ads unless there are better ads worth spending into. Super simple. And if every new ad set represents a new concept or angle, we'll be able to more accurately assess how certain angles and concepts perform, which we can then feed back into creative production. So if you launch a new ad set, which is an angle that is using, let's say, targeting people with sciatica pain from working at their desk all day, right? If that gets a lot of spend and improves campaign performance, then you can identify that as a winning angle and feed it back into creative production. So what does this campaign structure and setup look like? Well, here it is. And if this looks simple, that's because simple works and simple scales. And simple also means less stress, less management, and less money burning in your pocket. So this is how we set it up. One CBO campaign for every single product or offer, country, or product category as well. We want to focus and keep our attention on the 80-20. Okay. You want to focus on the products and the categories that generate you the highest volume of revenue, the highest LTV as well. Whichever products, a good way to think about this is you should always start your ad account advertising the product, the one single product that if you removed from your store today, if you stop selling, would kill your business. That's going to be a combination of intuition as well as data. But most of the times, it's going to be your highest grossing product in combination with some product that generates the highest LTV as well. So assess that for yourself, but it's one campaign per product. And that product, you should always start with the hero product until you get to around $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a day to spend is when you can start expanding out. Now, in this campaign, we always have a top performing ad set. This ad set is as the name suggests, the top performers. This should be the best of the best. These are your ads over the maximum time frame have had the largest and most successful impact on your business, that have driven the highest amount of spend, the highest amount of conversions, and ideally at an acceptable target CPA is something that you can factor into that decision making as well. You want to take your 3 to 5 best top performing ads, the best of the best, throw them into an ad set with the post IDs so you retain all of the social proof, the comments, the shares, the likes on that creative. Because if you don't duplicate the post ID, guess what? None of that will save, and all of that hard-earned spend that you spent to generate all of that good engagement, which feeds back into the ad auction and improves your CPMs because you have positive user engagement, is gone, and you're starting from scratch. So make sure that you copy over the post IDs because that is critical. Otherwise, the setup does not work. Then, in that top performance ad set, you are launching anywhere from 1 to 3 batch tests of creatives every single week. What that's going to look like, because we're using all the audiences, is all of these ad sets are effectively the same, except for the creatives that are in them. So my first batch of creatives is going to have angle number 1 with a certain creative format, with a certain hook, and a tone of voice as well. I personally am loving using flexible ads because I'm getting a really good performance using those, but you can use individual ads if you want to as well. To be honest, I don't think that matters as much as the quality of the creative that you're putting. And then this is a quick typo here. You want to also have a second ad set that's going to have angle number 2. Again, different creative format, different hook, different tone of voice. Make sure you are using your naming conventions properly. Then what you're going to do is you're going to check after you run this for 7 to 14 days. You're going to see how the campaign decides to spend and allocates the spend proportionally to the ads most likely to generate the best possible outcome. So you're going to get a few ads, typically, that are going to get a lot of spend, and you're going to get the overwhelming majority of these ads that are going to get 0 spend. So what you do is, as long as an ad set or a set of ads that you insert to the campaign improves overall campaign performance, meaning either reduces your account CPA or contributes to a lower end CPA across the entire business, you move that ad into the top performers. You take the post ID, the best performers by spend and lowest CPA, move into the top performance ad set. Anything else, you kill. So let's say after a week, batch 1 gets 0 spend, batch 2 gets 50% of campaign spend and improves campaign performance, move it into the top performers, kill these 2 tests, launch the next batch. That's it. And you just rinse and repeat this process. You're launching new ad sets with new creatives. Those new creatives compete for spend. If they get spend and they improve campaign performance, transfer them into the winners, pause the old ad sets, and relaunch more tests. That's it. That is the entire setup. Super duper simple. And doing this, again, allows for, if your new tests are bad or they're not worth getting spent or they would hurt your campaign performance, they won't get spent. And majority of your budget is going to go to your top performers. Whereas if you had an ABO campaign, if you're doing like 100, let's say $50, $100 ad sets, you would waste a bunch of spend if these ad sets were not good. And even if they are good, you can't prove they're providing incremental value. You can't prove they're just not they're taking conversions or attribution share from the top performers. So that is why you have to launch them in the same campaign as your top performers, because then that gives all the decision-making power to Facebook, and then it allows you to focus on what you should be focused on, which is giving Facebook the right kinds of quality creative to improve your overall campaign performance, studying your customers, understanding your customers like crazy, understanding the types of messages, the type of market awareness, the market sophistication, to meet your customers where they're at and create the kinds of content that will persuade them to buy your product. And that is going to do it for this video, guys. Go ahead and feel free to take a screenshot of this if you want access to it. Several of you guys requested, here's my cat Momo, by the way. Several of you guys requested access to a diagram breakdown of some of the previous content that I've done. So if you enjoyed this content, then make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are a Shopify brand that's currently doing at least $100,000 a month and you want to scale to $1 million a month, then book a call with me in the link in the description, see if I can help you out. Otherwise, hope you got a good rest of the day and take care.